Mark Bell, Somewhere in Time on Premier Radio Networks. Tonight, an encore presentation of Coast to Coast AM from December 28th, 2001.
Life is so cool, isn't it? Good morning, everybody. I'm Mark Bell. Well, the list of cheer continues. The last entry was the dead returning life, and again beat the crap out of us like in the movie. And, I've heard people say this and take things from the Bible to back it up with and all the rest of it. All I can say is it would be one lousy, miserable day. There's no doubt about it. Having to battle people clawing their way up out of the earth and all the rest of that sort of thing. Well, the list of predictions from last year, very quickly, this is going to make you feel better now because we're about to get a bunch of bonks. And frankly, they were doing pretty well. You all were doing pretty well up through number 27. Your hit rate was uncomfortably good, really good. So in view of some of the recent predictions, I hope your average falls, and this should help. Number 28, Art reveals he time traveled. Bonk. I have not revealed that I have time traveled. And if I had time traveled, do you think I would reveal it? For example, might I go back to a time when my back was better? Maybe I've done that. But have I revealed it? No. Number 29, end to boy band craze. Now, I don't know how to score this one. I don't think it's over, so I'm going to give it a bonk. I'm going to be tough on it. It may have changed a little, but it's not over. Number 30 is that there will be a race war, thankfully, another bonk. Number 31, the U.S. takes over Western Canada. Well, we'll probably get around to it. We didn't do it yet, bonk. Cattle mutilations and mad cow disease are in some way connected. I can't say there's been any evidence of that, bonk. Hurricane in Florida, a massive hurricane in Florida. Well, there was some trouble in Florida, but massive, really horrible, I'm giving it a bonk. Didn't happen. 3 more crop circles appear in Montana. This one I'm not sure about. I'm going to give it a qualified ding. I believe they did. Mir hits off Western Australia. Now, this one I'm going to give a ding to. No, I'm not. And then hits Barrier Reef. I forgot that part. It did not hit the Barrier Reef near as we know. Bonk. Let's see. George W. Bush not to be allowed to enter Canada. Bonk. Number 37. Chemtrail revelation this year. I'm going to have to bonk that because I'm in the tough mode. There's been more information on chemtrails, and they're as controversial as ever, but we have no admission of culpability for whatever those things are up there. So that was a pretty good bonk record there. They managed one ding out of a whole bunch, so they didn't do as well. And I'm glad, because the more the possibility of the night of the living dead, the more disinterested I get in ever getting to such a day. So I hope you all are dead wrong about that. All right, let's go play in the shadows again, shall we? Who knows what awaits? We are taking official predictions as we go tonight. They will be officially after New Year's Eve, and I'm going to be here New Year's Eve. Traditionally I am, and so shall be again this year. And we'll take the final predictions, and then they are sealed away for another year to embarrass you or make you heroic a year later. Here we go. First time caller line, you are on the air.
Is this Art Baby?
It is Art Baby, yes.
I'd like to change the mood right now.
Really?
Yeah, I want you to say cheese.
You don't have far to go to do that. Cheese?
Because I have a cheerful, very cheerful prediction.
Good. All right, let's hear it.
Okay, Yasser Arafat will be assassinated.
Yasser Arafat is going to take one between the eyes, huh?
Right. Eat your heart out. I'm going from Waikiki.
Oh, are you really?
Yes.
Well.
Nice and warm here. Just lovely. Anyway, I really enjoy listening to you, even though sometimes I think you're a nut.
Well, there's no question about it.
All these ghosts and
now, how many people are going to think that you are a bloodthirsty monster for thinking, for predicting such a thing? Which, frankly, in the way you presented it, sounded as much like a wish as a prediction.
You know something?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I don't give a damn.
Well, I sense that, ma'am. All right. Thank you very much.
All righty,
and
bye.
just go bask in the sun or something. Waikiki. We've got to go to we've got to get back to the islands. It's been so many years, and I would really like to go back. I'd like to go back to Maui. I lived there for a while. Maui is astounding, you know, unless it has changed now. And there's fast food joints all the way down these desolate areas of Maui that they're not desolate. Desolate is the wrong word. Tropical paradise roads. Oh, I had some good times on Maui. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
Hi, Linda Moulton Howe's interview on NDEs tonight was exceptionally interesting.
Yes, it was.
And you know, I noticed that she was kind of befuddled as to how many religious people could not allow for.
Oh, I am too.
Well, I can tell you why. There's a lot of groups. You know, there are Jehovah's Witnesses and the Seventh-day Adventists.
Yes.
Among them who believe that according to that one scripture they point to, that the dead know nothing. And
the dead are dead until the day comes when we're all
right. So
So I understand that, but listen, it doesn't answer the question. The question then would be, okay, what about all the Catholics and the Protestants? After all, they've got more money than some governments have, for God's sakes. Why wouldn't they be interested enough? Because it would bolster their case and fill the pews worldwide.
You would think so. And I wondered what would be resurrected in the future. I mean, if you're that gone in some future resurrection, what are they resurrecting? Well, anyway, as in a prediction, I say that something is going to happen in Texas. I've been having this for about a month, and it's probably going to be very explosive fire, oil, that kind of thing.
Oil fire in Texas?
Yeah, big explosion. Yeah, and I would say in about a month or 2 months, so write that down.
I'm doing that. Why, out of curiosity, do you, how does this come to you?
Yeah. Probably about a month ago, it was hard to explain. It's sort of like seeing a kind of spiraling vortex on that part of the map, and the perception of that is very difficult to describe, but that's what I'm getting for about a month.
That's really interesting. A lot of psychics say that that's how they discern where these things are going to occur, you know, by looking at a map or running their hand over a map or whatever. It's very interesting.
It was purely perceptual. It wasn't actually, focalizing on a map. But
anyway. All right. Yes?
When are you going to have Nancy on?
Oh, I don't know. I had a message from her manager that she'd like to be on, and so we'll, obviously send one back, say we'd love to have you. And
that'd be great.
It's like nothing ever happens between the Christmas and the New Year, and New Year's when the world comes to life again. Have you ever noticed?
Yeah, sure. And before I go here, I got to say that, when I was about 9 or 10, and some velvet morning, I was just sure that I was going to marry Nancy, so I hope to talk to her when she gets on.
All right, maybe. That is an interesting song, and there are many interpretations of it, and some of them are rather controversial, some velvet morning. It was made in the 60s. Lee Hazelwood is kind of an interesting guy. And what it's all about is indeed, I think, very controversial. And one of the questions we'll ask Nancy Sinatra, should we get her on? And by the way, Frank Jr., they wrote and said, Frank Jr. is a big fan of the show as well. So you never know, maybe he would even be willing to come on. That'll be fun. It'll be interesting and very, very controversial. It was the 60s, And Well, there are certain questions that I have, but I would hold them for the interview. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
I was going to predict that I was hoping that maybe there'd be a lot of Art Bell clones out there, but I don't think Ramona would let us. There's just not enough for you to go around.
I do not wish to be cloned. I've actually thought it over.
Oh.
No, I wouldn't want to be cloned.
That's not fair to the rest of us out here. No, I was going to tell you, I want to predict that I think Ed Dames, if he would take and remote view feelings, human emotion, in the way of love, instead of looking at a soul as light or energy.
Now, wait a minute. This is not sounding like a prediction.
I think it would be if he would remote view the feelings. Okay, I'll go so far to say that I predict that Ed Dames and his SciTech crew
Yes.
will remote view love as a feeling, and he'll break through the veil where he gets, where he says, like, angels won't let him pass.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm willing to do for you. I will ask Ed Dames specifically to remote view love, and let's see what he gets. All right.
Yeah,
Let's not prejudice it by talking about it any further. Let's find out what he gets.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because I think that's what we are. We're God's emotion.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, then maybe when Ed tackles the concept of love, some sudden veil will drop, and he will come back with some all-encompassing understanding and tell us all kinds of things. Sure, I'll ask him. You bet. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hi, Art.
Hello.
Let's start with a prediction that you bombed. Number 2, nuclear explosion at the Arctic Circle.
Let's see. Number 2, explosion at, at Arctic Circle. Yes, sir.
There were 2 great hypernovas at plus 63 declination. One of them is the great star of Revelations 9. It had
I have no idea what you're talking about. There was no nuclear detonation at the Arctic Circle that I'm aware of.
Well, if you project that line outward into space, you hit 2 great stars.
Well, they didn't say projected out into space.
Okay.
Well, now, come on now. Stick with me here. They didn't say that. They said at the Arctic Circle, not on stars in a line with. That's a bump.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go with my prediction.
Which is?
Beginning April 20th, 300 million dead from a Magog attack.
April 20th?
April 20th. Beginning then.
300 million dead, was that?
300 million dead from a Magog attack.
Okay.
A Magog is a silicon-based life form. It's a little parasite that lives in all of us.
And how will it kill us? It'll eat us probably from the inside out, huh?
When great stars explode, neutrinos come. And that's the energy source for this silicon-based life form.
So they go berserk and begin eating us alive, right?
Yeah, the gray goo problem.
Gray goo problem. They're eating us alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Well, that's right on up there with the dead rising and pounding the crap out of us. These things come alive within us and begin eating us up. Well, you guys are just really, really full of cheer for this next year's prediction. If it's a boring year, you're really going down in flames. Now, I'll admit, it doesn't look like it's going to be, but, I mean, some of these are dire. They're dire beyond all belief. You ever feel a little stirring in your stomach? That would be the creature he's talking about. Now, it doesn't have enough energy right now to begin eating. Can't do it, doesn't have enough energy, but you heard what he said about neutrinos, and it's feeding right now. So the next time you feel that little movement in your stomach, it's eating neutrinos. Soon you. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art.
Hello.
My best wishes to you for the season and for a good year.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I guess I have a prediction.
Good. It will be number 55 officially.
Oh, that's a good number.
Yeah, it is.
I predict that the administration, the president and the vice president, will get caught up in a scandal Enron and other energy issues that devolved from that closed-door meeting that occurred way early in the beginnings of the administration.
Okay, administration caught in scandal.
Energy scandal.
Energy. Yeah, okay, I'll put that in. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, it is duly recorded.
Thank you very much,
Thank
sir.
you and take care. I wonder how many of these. Now, I really wish to, again, I'm going to try this one more time. Try your best not to call and make a prediction which is really a political statement, a political wish, or sort of a wish for something to happen. Like to Mr. Arafat. You know, try and truly go to your psychic center and make these predictions based on something other than some tertiary, small, surface influence like politics or somebody you hate or something like that. Try and make a prediction based on some sort of psychic insight. Otherwise, it's totally contaminated and probably you're only calling up to be heard. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art. This is Mark in Newport, Oregon.
Yes, Mark.
This might lighten you up a little bit. I predict that William Shatner will get the confidence to go do something without his toupee.
You're sure he has a toupee?
I would say so, because
Well,
different movies, his hairline changes.
It could be. I could stand William Shatner totally bald. Why not? He'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
All right, thank you. I don't know if he has one or not. Toupee, huh? Maybe. Either way, I think if I was William Shatner and I was going bald, all this hypothetical, I would probably shave the rest of it off. And I think that'd probably be pretty cool. Some people appear very well with no hair at all, bald. You know, it gives them a very special kind of character. So you might go for that. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
I got a prediction for you.
A prediction.
I believe that somewhere in northern Canada, a grizzly bear is going to wind up killing a Bigfoot. And the Game and Fish Department up there, in whatever province it's going to be, is going to find this out, and they're going to take the Bigfoot, capture it, the dead Bigfoot, and they're going to do some experiments on it, and they're going to come clean with the rest of the world and let us know that there is a such thing as a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot. And the rest of the world will know that there is such a species.
But they're going to somehow get it alive after a bear either almost kills it, or it kills it completely.
I think the grizzly bear will kill it. I think the grizzly bear will kill it dead. But once they, once it has been captured, then they'll have to come clean because.
Well, all they'd have is a body, right?
Yeah, they would have the body of the Bigfoot, but the fight between the grizzly bear and the Bigfoot will cause so much noise and so much commotion that people from as much as a mile away will hear the commotion and they'll know there's some kind of major battle going on.
Huh. That's really something. This has come to you as some sort of vision, I take it?
Well, it was actually like more of a dream, not really a vision.
You want to hear my Bigfoot?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. That's said to be the real McCoy by a lot of people. What do you think?
Possibly, very possibly. I'll tell you what, that's like nothing I've ever heard before. I know that much. Hey, Art, I was kind of wondering, how long have you been on the air? Because I've been listening to you for about 5 years now.
Pretty much all my adult life is a quick answer to your question, okay?
Okay.
The hour is over, so I must go. I'm Art Bell. It's Coast to Coast AM.
You're listening to Art Bell somewhere in time on Premier Radio Networks. Tonight, an encore presentation of Coast to Coast AM from December 28th. 2001.
There's a man with a gun over there, telling me if I got to beware. The picket sign will stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
That continues in a moment. Back into the shadows we go, and let us begin here. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes, sir. Hi.
Yeah, this is Stu from Reno, Nevada.
Yes, sir.
Listening to KKOH 780.
Yes, indeed. The home of Ross.
Yes.
Ross Mitchell.
Yes, indeed.
The voice of God.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Hey, my prediction
Uh-huh.
is SETI at home
Yes.
will receive signals. Will receive signals other than Earth-made signals.
SETI at home gets hit. How about that?
Yeah, that's good.
Now should
SETI at home will get hit.
it be SETI at home gets hit or gets real hit?
Well, I think they're going to get some real hits. Some good hits.
Really?
Yes,
As in, we are being contacted.
absolutely. It's about time.
Any idea where the lucky person will be who has that particular report?
You mean as far as home SETI users?
Yes, sir.
Well, I hope it's me.
So you're crunching?
Oh, I crunch, and I got all my neighbors crunching.
All right. Well, I hope it's you too. I hope it's one of us.
Okay, one other thing.
Yes?
Art, I work in a beer warehouse, working 410 shifts, and I want to thank you for making my nights fly by.
Oh, you're very welcome. A beer warehouse?
Yes.
So you sling beer around all day?
I used
All
to
night.
drive for them, but now I load beer.
What's that like, loading that much beer?
Well, during the holidays, it can be very hectic. Long days.
Having that much beer pass through your hands,
Yes.
what's that like?
After a while, it's just like another box.
Just like another box. Yeah, I got you. All right, well, thank you very much. It's like asking a bank teller, what's it like having that much money? Even though it's not your money, you're laying hands on, just zillions of dollars. What's it like? And, it's kind of like most tellers will say, big deal. Just like more paper. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art. It's Kathy from Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Hi, Kathy.
Having handled other people's money would really piss me off. That would not be the greatest job in the world. But, Art, I should have learned a long time ago when you said be careful when you play around with the weather.
That's right.
Oh, Art, I hope it wasn't me. I apologize, Buffalo. Ramona, listen to this one. I got out Ye Candles house 5 days before Christmas because I wanted myself a nice, fresh coat of nice white snow for Christmas.
Are you feeling responsible for what happened in Buffalo?
Perhaps you listen to this and hear.
Yeah.
My neighbors know that I dabble with this and do these things.
Yes.
Well, I got the candles out and got the compass and did all what I thought were the right things.
Yeah.
And the next day, I was talking to my neighbor. She says, by the way, did you notice that it snowed in Hawaii? I said, no, I didn't hear about that. So I went back the next night. Now it's 4 days before Christmas and got out the candles and did the same ritual. And I won't tell you what the ritual is. Most people know what it is. And I could have swore I had everything in the right direction. And then Buffalo happened. And we didn't get anything here in Woodbridge, New Jersey, central New Jersey, nothing. And it just kept going. And now I'm wondering, should I get out the candles and say stop? Or I saw this poor guy, Art.
You probably, no, you know what? With your record so far, you better quit.
I better quit.
You're liable to wipe out Westchester or something.
I wish for a kitten. I got 2 weeks ago a 23-pound spaded gray cat appeared, still here. He's beautiful. I don't know where he came from. Nobody seems to know whose cat he is, but he's now mine.
Yeah, 23-pound kitten.
23-pound gray cat. Looks
Kathy,
like the one in your website.
your batting average.
You gotta stop.
You gotta stop. Thank you, Kathy. You gotta stop. Have you seen these photographs of Buffalo? 7 feet of snow. Good God, 7 feet of snow, and maybe more on the way. Hey, you know what? Somebody from Buffalo is never going to get through. So why don't I do this? One of y'all in Buffalo, blast me your phone number. I really would like to chat for a minute with somebody sitting in 7 feet of snow. I cannot fathom that. I mean, I remember big snowstorms when I was a kid. You know, Connecticut, New Jersey, but mostly up in Connecticut. You know, we had some doozers, but 7 feet of snow, that's really over the top in more ways than one. And so if somebody in Buffalo would fast blast me their phone number, I will call you, because obviously the odds of your being able to get through here are kind of slim. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, this is Kayla from Harrisburg, Oregon.
Kayla?
Yeah.
Welcome to the program. How old are you, Kayla? You sound very young. How old?
13.
You're 13?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a prediction.
All right.
I have a prediction that terrorists are going to release smallpox somewhere in the United States.
Smallpox release, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Kayla, another cheerful little prediction. And you believe it will happen within the year?
Yeah.
Huh. And what do you think will happen as a result of this release?
I think that a lot of people are going to get exposed to the smallpox and get sick. Yeah.
Okay, Kayla. Thank you very much for your prediction. It's number 59.
Okay.
All right, thank you. That's got kind of an uncomfortable feel to it. You know why? Because the government keeps talking about it. They spent why have they spent so much time on smallpox? I can only figure it's because they think somehow we are particularly vulnerable to smallpox, or they know that somebody has their hands on smallpox, or they have credible information that that somebody intends to do such a thing. And so, you know, hearing that from the mouth of a babe there, it's kind of uncomfortable. First-time caller line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art.
Hi.
Hi, this is John down in Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Yes, hi, John.
I just had a quick, I guess, observance, if you'd like to call it that, and then I have just a quick prediction, if that's okay.
Okay, observe first.
Last week my brother took a trip over to Jacksonville. He's going to just have a few weeks vacation, and he decided to take his Greyhound over there.
Right.
And he got his Greyhound ticket packet.
Right.
And he just went and took the tickets and handed me the envelope that they came in, and the front of it just looks, it's normal. It's got a picture of the Greyhound logo on the front.
Yeah.
With his gate and time.
Yeah.
But you turn it over on the back.
Yeah.
And half of the picture, 3/4 of the picture is covered with a dark gray skies and an open field with a huge silver flying saucer. With on the right it says, "Got news, 1-800-COLLECT, save a buck or two."
Oh.
But maybe
It's just an ad.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, they're using this sort of thing, yeah, to probably get us ready.
Yeah.
That's one way of looking at it.
And quick prediction real quick. I had a pretty scary dream a few months ago. Mount Rainier, it's going to blow its top pretty nasty.
That was your dream?
Yes.
Every year somebody predicts Mount Rainier is going to go.
Yeah, and actually it was about 2 weeks before it started. I think it was back in March. It started having a little rumbling around the base of the volcano.
Yep.
And it was about 2 weeks before that, and I had the weird dream. I told my brother about it, and it just kind of really scared me. And I've had the same dream a few times since then. It's just going to really get pretty bad.
Okay. Do your dreams have a habit of coming true?
The only other one that ever really did.
Yeah.
I was about 9 years old. This was about 20 years ago. A little over 20 years ago.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
If you only had one other one that came true.
Yeah, well,
then
I had a dream that there was a lady over in a Middle Eastern lady who was speaking to a group of people, and all of a sudden her best friends turned around and pulled out automatic weapons and killed her. 2 days later, Indira Gandhi was murdered by her Sikh bodyguards. So it was kind of spooky. I didn't really understand it at the time until explained it to my mother, and yeah, that was pretty bizarre.
All right, we'll all take it under advisement, and it has been officially recorded. That's the important thing. I mean, I know that some of these predictions really sound over the top, but you never know a year from now. By now, if we have learned anything, I think we've learned nothing will much surprise us anymore. The world just gets stranger and stranger, right? West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi, this is Max from Globe, Arizona.
Hi, Max.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
I have a prediction.
Okay.
Between the 19th of January and the 23rd, the Beijing radio will be sold out.
Yeah, well, that's probably a fairly safe prediction. It might even happen before that.
Well, if I'm going to predict something, I want it to happen. I have one, I love it, and in fact, I have CC too. Both of them are great radio.
Yeah, they are. The Beijing it's an amazing, truly an amazing device.
I'm listening to you from a station probably 400 miles away right now. I'm picking up on 5 stations.
Really?
Yeah, and do you know about what they call orphans?
Oh, yes, Seagrain Company, Orphan Program, yes, I know about it.
Should that be mentioned?
Probably not, because...
I didn't think so. I don't want to get away.
The reason I say probably not is because there's probably not enough to justify a sudden rush on requests.
No kidding.
If you follow me.
Yeah, I that's what happened to me, and I was overjoyed.
I'm sure. I appreciate the plug, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Take care. Oh, yeah, I'd say there's a good chance that'll happen. They're almost sold out. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hi.
Oh, am I?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
where are you?
New York.
Okay.
Yeah, is this strictly for predictions, or?
No, I mean...
Okay, I've got a little news story I want to bring to your attention, and then a prediction.
Okay.
Okay, Representative Short Bowler has just introduced something called the Cybersecurity Research and Development Act.
Sounds interesting.
It's to quell all these problems that people have been having, you know, with particularly one platform for the past 10, 15 years, right?
Yeah.
They're going to spend about $500 million. That's how much is requested to do this so-called research, right?
Yes.
All the federal government's got to do, they, in my opinion, if they don't want those kinds of problems, is just to prohibit any sensitive facility from using Windows. That's simple. So looking at for $500 million.
Well, I'm not so sure that would cure it.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
No, I'm not so sure it would. Not with really sophisticated means of hacking. I realize that there are some obvious holes there, but there are ways, sir, of hacking into computers that are operating in DOS, for God's sake. So
yeah, but that's still based on Microsoft and Intel. Not that I'm a Macintosh guy, I hate Macs as well, but
you have equal hate, huh?
Oh yeah, they're both. Yeah, I can't stand either platform.
Yeah, but hacking is going to happen no matter what.
Yeah, there's a myth that there's no such thing as a secure platform because you can make a platform secure. It's just, you know, it's like all these people that were, in fact, I was one of the guys that was writing to you saying Y2K is nonsense because the people claiming Y2K is going to be an issue don't understand how digital math takes place inside of a
But, sir, you know, platforms are also designed, I would say, a primary directive of a platform would be the ease of operation for the operator. I mean, that's probably the first item they have. Security's there, but it's not right at the top of the list, right?
Yeah, but the two don't have to conflict. That's the thing.
Well, without platforms, we wouldn't have the number of computer users we have now. I mean, not even close. If everybody...
But that's not necessarily a good thing. The internet was a lot more interesting back before AOL and everybody else got on. Granted, there wasn't as much nifty stuff, but if you went out there to ask a question on the news groups,
now you can
get a sane answer.
You can tell, sir, the internet is beginning to mature when people are longing for the good old days of the internet.
Oh, yeah. 1986. Anyway, my prediction.
Your prediction, yes.
My prediction. Okay, I'm saying this non-politically.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But
that means you're about to make a political statement.
Well,
right?
it involves people that are related to prominent politicians.
Yes.
I'm going to predict that they're going to be compromising photos, not pasties, but actual ones, of one of the first daughters is going to show up on the internet somewhere. Because there's already been some I hear there've been rewards put out for this kind of thing on the internet and some of these sites.
That's disgusting. I mean, that means that internet paparazzis are going to be having the president's daughters, and that's crap. That's such crap. I'll put it down. I'll put it down as a prediction, and I sure hope that it's wrong. Why don't they leave Bush's daughters alone? They're teenagers, for God's sakes, and no different than any other teenagers anywhere around the country, except they happen to be the daughter of a president. It's so unfair to them. You think about it, they're losing their teen years to their dad's presidency in a way. Because what can they do without some idiot chasing them with a camera trying to get some sort of compromising photo? Imagine if somebody, when you were a teenager, come on now, remember back, they chased you around, some idiot had chased you around with a camera, waiting to see you necking with somebody or something or another. We live in a bad time in some ways. Houston Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, my name's Tim from Asheville, New York.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
I'm about 60 miles southwest of Buffalo.
Oh, you are?
And in my front lawn is 3 inches of snow.
So you have a snow lawn, really?
Yes.
That's how much snow again?
3 inches.
3 inches?
That's total for this season.
Well, what do you figure, how do you figure, Buffalo must have really ticked off somebody high up. I mean, 7 feet of snow, sir?
The winds went the entire length of Lake Erie. And usually they come across Lake Erie.
Yeah.
And I'm in a traditional snowbelt area. And usually we have more snow in Buffalo.
Well, can you imagine 7 feet?
I can imagine it, only imagine it.
I mean, that's up to 7 feet. That's like covering people's windows and stuff.
Yes, I have old photos of our home where the driveway has like 10 foot on each side.
That's a really serious storm. All right, well, listen, I appreciate your call, and I'll check for some numbers in Buffalo here, and we'll talk to some people who are really under all 7 feet of this. Can you imagine? You're probably wondering who they ticked off up there.
You're listening to Art Bell, Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring...
Everybody, we're doing predictions. We're talking about some incredible stuff. The predictions are awfully dark, but it's been a very dark year, so maybe we should expect that. I don't know. At any rate, we'll get back to all of it in a moment. All right, I got a million people from Buffalo who fast blasted me and were perfectly willing to talk about the snow. I chose Carol after one other brief conversation, which somehow got terminated. I then picked Carol, and she's, I think, in the outskirts of Buffalo or something or another. Is that right, Carol?
Yes, I'm on the northern part, which we got it continuously for about 3 days. It kept going back and forth between north and the south. It kept oscillating back and forth. And that's why it's such a deep snow this time, because it kept going back and forth and dumping off the lake.
It's really true that there are parts of Buffalo under 7 feet of snow?
Right, yes, because they accumulated, but that's mostly in like South Buffalo and down around the southern suburbs, West Seneca, Lackawanna, where there's a...
What in the world are people doing?
Having a good time. Yeah.
What?
So mostly, they went home from work early on Thursday, most people did, and then what happened was everything was closed. So as a result of vacation time, school being out and less traffic, that type of thing, we ended up with less congestion as opposed to last year when it was just, it was mayhem last year. But it just worked out better this year because of less traffic and people being able to pitch in and help. That's one thing it did bring out in people with the 9/11 effect.
Yeah, but this is like enough snow so that it's coming up to your windows, or, covering half your window, or maybe your whole window or something. That's incredible.
Well, I know.
I mean, if you dig out, you open the door and start digging out?
Well, it's like cumulative, so we've been able to keep on top of it that way. So that if it's snow for like a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, and you snow plow and, shovel and everything, and so that you keep on top of it that way, so that when you open the door, it's not be 7 feet. It might be 2 or 3 feet, but then the next day some more falls, only maybe a couple of inches. Unbelievable. But now they're supposed to go down there for them for a couple of feet, but it's all this way from Florida to go skiing. No snow in the real southern part of the state.
So, is it a sunny forecast, or are they talking about more snow?
Another 1 to 2 feet.
Another 1 to 2 feet?
That's what they say, yeah. Just oscillate back up here north again, and then go back down south to the ski country and stay there.
What do you say to the people who are saying Buffalo has done something really bad, and they are being punished from above for this?
No, I think it's just a test of our strength and our graciousness and our willing to help each other.
All right. Thank you for coming on the air. Thank you very much. Take care. All right. So there's a voice from down under. Down under 7 feet of snow with a couple more coming. That's absolutely amazing. And we're going to hear more stories like that as the weather becomes more severe all the way around, which it is squarely doing right now. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, Art.
Yes, sir.
Hi. That's really strange. I think that was my sister that just called you. Or you got contact with Carol in Buffalo?
You think that was your sister?
Absolutely. Sounds just like her.
Do you realize the odds of that?
It's pretty strange.
You really think that was your sister?
I really do.
How strongly do you believe that was your sister?
Oh, about 98%.
You're kidding.
Both my sisters live in Buffalo?
No, I mean about 98%.
Absolutely.
No, that would be a first. If you're really serious, I'll call her back. And we'll find out.
Could you do that?
Oh yeah, hold on. I can't resist. That would be too much. What are the odds against that? I don't believe it. Must not be. We'll find out. That would be too much for even me. Okay, let's see if we can get Carol back on the line here. This is too much.
And where you're calling.
Yeah, I bet it is. But we know Carol's up.
Hello, Bill. I heard that on the radio. I heard it on the radio.
All right.
I didn't get his name then.
Well, I didn't get his name either, but he thinks that you're his sister.
Right, the brother. What state is he from? I have a brother in.
Hold on. Are you there?
Yeah.
Caller. Your name again is, what's your first name?
Mark in Lima, Ohio.
Mark in Lima, Ohio?
Okay, I don't know the market. I have a brother, John, in Florida, and a brother, Daniel, in California.
Oh, that's not her. Sorry.
Okay, there's so much for 98%. Kathy, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. That would have been...
It would have been... Oh, I would love to.
That would have been really something. Thanks, hon. Right. Okay. You're back on the air, sir.
All right. Well, anyway, I have a prediction.
Okay.
This kind of goes back to what one of your previous callers. He said something about SETI.
Right.
I want to take that just a step further, and this kind of hangs in the balance of SETI going to optical SETI.
Yes.
During the year.
Yes.
If that happens, I think right away, as soon as they change over, we'll have contact, unbelievable contact. All over the place.
So all of a sudden, when SETI goes optical, you think that's where the signals really are, and they'll get their hit, kaboom, just like that.
Yeah, all over the place. I mean, they'll be overwhelmed.
Okay, let's say, for the sake of argument, that happens, and SETI gets a sudden signal like that, sir. What do you think would happen? Would the world know right away, or would it be hidden away, with, like in the movie, would the military show up, or what would happen if SETI went optical and suddenly they're all there?
Well, I don't think the military would have too much to say about it, because it would be too overwhelming for them even to try to contain it.
So you think the world would immediately become aware?
Right.
And what do you think the implications of that would be?
I don't know. I don't know if this is
You think the world could handle it?
I think so. Yeah, I think we're being prepared enough for it.
Okay, I appreciate the call. I don't think so. Call me old-fashioned, but I disagree with you, and I think the world could not handle it. And if you had been sitting in the seat that I've been in for all these years and talked to as many fundamentalists as I have talked to, I think you would hold my opinion as well. Trust me when I tell you that a high enough percentage of the people who would receive this news would view these, whatever, as devils, as representatives of the dark force, and you just can't imagine what would happen. You just can't imagine. So I've always thought we are not ready. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
It's me, hi.
You hi, yes.
I had a prediction.
Okay.
Regarding the beef industry and mad cow disease.
Okay.
Based on information that is intelligence already available.
Yes.
When the first case is finally confirmed, they will finally shut down the border across Mexico. They will establish a kind of bio-DMZ 200 miles wide.
So you think that there'll be mad cow disease here and they'll close the border?
Yes,
or I guess, all right, thank you. Or I guess you think in Mexico, and so they would close the border. Well, certainly they would take, if we've been very lucky so far with regard to mad cow, and very lucky. I suppose if it appeared south of us, we would take that step, wouldn't we? Countries have taken some pretty radical steps when confronted with mad cow. Very radical. So closing a border, that wouldn't be too far over the top, would it? East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Good morning, Art.
Hi.
This is Joy from Syracuse, New York.
Yes.
No snow here yet.
No snow.
But I asked my guys for a positive prediction for you, and they gave me one.
Okay.
I predict that this coming year, Art Bell will forge ahead and do more shows like the one he did for Rush Limbaugh. And I'm still waiting. I emailed you this after you did the show, and I'm still waiting patiently for a reply to that.
Are you aware that Rush Limbaugh has had a cochlear implant?
I did hear something
surgery done.
Something to that effect. I don't know the whole story.
Okay. Well, it's a very interesting story. Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, you said you were afraid. I predict you will not be afraid, and you will do some more.
No, I don't think afraid is exactly the right word. I'm mindful. I'm thoughtful, and I understand that we're on something big. It's just that I don't understand it well enough to tamper around with it. I mean, look what Kathy and Woodbridge did to Buffalo. God.
I know. Well, I surround Syracuse every day with a triple protection of white light. I think other people can think about that.
All right. I appreciate the call.
Thank you.
Right. That's a big issue with me. I don't know if we'll do more or not. I'm not sure what's right to do. And it's been an amazing odyssey, this whole thing with these experiments. It's been a truly amazing odyssey. It kind of goes along in some ways with the information, that we're getting from the Lancet and the bit about life after death and all the rest of it. Getting some pretty serious scientific proof in areas where we've never had it before on a lot of things. West of the Rockies, you're on the air, huh?
Hi, Art.
Hello.
This is Rick calling from Gilbert, Arizona.
Okay.
And my prediction for the year 2002, by the same time this year, or this coming year, the government's going to start a project called Project Dayspring.
Dayspring?
Dayspring.
Right.
And what this beginning project is going to go into a 10-year cycle and will ultimately end in the year 2012. Basically what Project Dayspring is things are going to get so bad on the planet Earth that somebody's going to have to develop a non-violent weapon, but one that has nanobot gas in it. And these nanobots are in a bomb form or aerosol form.
Designed to do what?
Basically designed to create a human 3D internet, if you will. Basically what will be for those who are survived after the Third World War. What it will be like a giant 3D holographic internet for everybody to exist in.
Wait a moment. Does that mean that the Third World War is going to occur between now and the end of next year? That's not a small detail, if true.
That is uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty when it comes to predicting the future.
Wait, but you just said that it'll come after the Third World War, you said.
Oh, right. We will develop it. Third World War will start by this year. The government itself will develop the Dayspring Project, which will be a nanobot gas.
Yeah, I got that part.
And these nanobots will actually go into the atoms in your body, every single one.
Yes.
And basically convert those into basically a UFO, a starship of some sort. So that you can take every particle in your body, you can teleport anywhere in the world. At the same time, you're just an energy form.
Oh, okay.
So in actuality, it would be...
It'd be a teleporter, really.
Right.
Okay.
And by 2012, everybody will basically be able to teleport by means of nanobot gas, and you will have eternal life.
I got it. All right, thank you. 2012, huh? Maybe that's why everything stops in 2012, because everybody's fed up with Earth and they teleport their butts to a better place. And so all of these psychics and remote viewers that hit this barrier at 2012, they hit it because there's nobody left. Everybody's teleported their butts somewhere better. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hi.
Yes, this hotel?
It is, yes. You're in a truck someplace.
Yes, sir. I'm in Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I have a prediction.
Yes.
My prediction is Al Gore is going to come up and reinvent the cheeseburger. And he's going to revolutionize the cheeseburger. It's going to be environmental friendly.
Al Gore is going to revolutionize the cheeseburger?
Yes, it's going to be environmental friendly.
What?
And he's going to call it Slick Willie Sliders.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't putting that down. I didn't even start writing. Ha, 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 ha. Usually these guys who have these things that turn into jokes, I don't officially record them. He just blew his chance to have a real prediction. Usually they sucker me and I'm writing, Al Gore, this and that, and then I have to end up erasing it. I was on to this guy. Wild card line, you're on the air. Hello.
Yes, Lord.
How are you?
I'm not too bad. First, I have to ask you, do you write, for last year's predictions, do you write the names down with the prediction?
The people's names? No, absolutely not. I'm taking them on the air just the way you hear me taking them right now.
Okay.
So you don't hear me asking for people's names, right?
Yeah. I was just wondering, because mine was number 23.
23 would have been about another virus, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A virus or disease will attack the world.
Yeah, I dinged it.
Oh, great. Just the thing is, it started with what, mad cow, foot and nose?
Oh, yeah.
Anthrax.
No, I gave it a ding, sir.
Okay.
You're one of the winners.
My prediction, what number am I on for this?
Well, if you make one now, and don't joke with me, it'll be number 67.
Oh, I never joke with you, Art.
Okay.
There will be terrorism in a major sporting event. Baseball, football, maybe soccer.
Another cheery one. Terrorism and major sporting event. Now, coming from somebody who got a ding last year, this has got to be regarded very seriously.
And especially, I'm very good with sports, too. I barely ever lose in bets.
All right. Having predicted one correctly last year, being one of our winners, let me ask you, how do you, in what manner do you discern these events?
I would just like to, I'd like to think most of a soccer game because it's more international.
No. Oh, I'm asking how you get these revelations, how they come to you.
I figure I have to have some good come towards me. I always talk to you and everyone about my bad luck. I figure this is my only good thing.
I see.
Things just come to me.
The one good thing in your life is the ability to predict, huh?
I can at times, yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate it then. Terrorism at a major sporting event this coming year. I know that obviously the U.S. government has been concerned about the possibility of terrorism at a sporting event. No question about that. You've seen the security, the air corridor, the air overflight restrictions, all the rest of it. So they are concerned about that, rightly so. On my international line, you're on the air. Hello.
Oh, hi, Mr. Bell. My name is Marianne, and I'm phoning from New Zealand.
New Zealand, welcome.
Thank you. I have a couple of premonitions,
okay,
or whatever you want to call them. I actually sent you an email back on 25th of September stating a couple of premonitions that I had had. And I know you get thousands of emails, so you probably didn't even see them. One of them happened, one of the things that I predicted then happened, and that was the plane that blew up, that your government said was an accident, but it wasn't.
Which plane are you referring to?
This was the, I can't remember what date it happened. It was the one that was after the 9/11 tragedy.
The one that went down in New York? Oh, okay. And they said was an accident?
Yes.
And you're saying it was not?
It was not an accident. I actually sent you an email on the 25th of September saying that that was going to happen.
All right.
That despite what the government said, it was not an accident.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so do you have any...
Okay, the other one, well, there's two. One is that there's going to be a major earthquake in Japan or one of the closer Asian countries. It will be 7.5 or higher on the Richter. It will cause extensive damage and loss of life, and with the probability that it will be followed by a tsunami.
Got you. All right. I'm so sorry we're out of time, but I got that. A major earthquake in Japan, or in the Far East, and that means 7.5 or so. Got it. Number 68. I'm Art Bell, and this is Coast to Coast AM in the nighttime.
You're listening to Art Bell, Somewhere in Time, on Premier Radio Networks. Tonight, an encore presentation of Coast to Coast AM from December 28, 2001.
The end of New Year's Eve, and I will be here for New Year's Eve live, so hope you are too. If you haven't yet recorded your prediction, that will be your last opportunity. Back into the unknown night we go. Somebody from Lackawanna, New York says, Conrad says, I believe the U.S. government is responsible for the 7 feet of snow in Buffalo. He thinks it's HARP-produced or some such. Now, that'd get your ire up, wouldn't it, if you were in Buffalo and somehow you found out that some little ray that they shot somewhere or another did it. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi there.
Hello?
Hello, where are you, please?
I'm in South Buffalo, New York.
You're in Buffalo, New York?
I'm in South Buffalo, where we got 7.5 feet.
7.5 feet, and I hear 2 more are in the forecast, huh?
Hopefully not.
They are saying that, though.
We have, no place to put it right now.
Yeah, what's it like?
What's it like?
Yeah.
It's like being stuck in a house for a couple days with nothing to do. Except see snow. I can't complain, it's nice.
I mean, is it up to the windows?
My bay window upstairs, I can't see out of it.
You're kidding.
When I walk off my porch, I can just walk right across the other neighbor's porch. You can actually walk over car tops where I am.
Oh my God. You can walk over car tops?
Oh yeah. Some cars you can't even see anymore. They're so buried.
Oh man.
It's actually, it brings the community together though.
I'm sure it does.
Neighbors you don't talk to all year long.
Yeah, you go, hey, you guys all right over there?
No, it's more like, hey, you got a snowblower over there?
Yeah. Boy, you probably can't even get to a store to buy a snowblower, huh?
No, you're like...
That's,
I also think that maybe it might explain like wrong oil in a machine, like maybe mental retardation or other malformity to the body might have to do with blood types that can't carry the flow correctly. That's just a prediction that I have that'll be proven this year.
We'll look forward to it, sir. It is officially recorded as number 69, and that's pretty interesting when you think about it. And he could be as correct as anybody else that the soul itself is fluid and in the totality of the blood. They always call it life blood, right? Well, that's a really interesting theory. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hi there. I can barely hear you, so you're going to have to yell at me.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Where are you?
I'm Isabel, and I'm from Julian, California.
Okay, got you now.
Okay, this is for you.
Oh?
And you will experience a, how would I say it, a humble wow.
I will experience a humble wow?
Well, it's like you'll go wow, but it's going to be humbling.
That's happened to me a few times already.
Yeah, well, this is, it's almost as if you're a gentle soul and your scope is going to widen. It's almost as if the veil is going to be thinning. So it's somewhat of in the realm of oneness, or seeing the part of you of where you fit in the big whole. But a lot of the guests that you've had, there's if you just had that experience, you could understand it a little bit more what they're talking about.
Well, there is no question that over the years, the guests that I've had have profoundly affected me. You know, they have set me on a course of thinking that is very different than it was when I began this odyssey.
Right. This is different, though. This is your own by yourself.
Epiphany of some sort.
Yeah. But it's at a time that you're going to be taking, like planning a trip by air that's going to be canceled or changed, and then the next trip that you take, a business pleasure type of a trip, it'll happen at that time.
How does all this come to you?
I ask.
Good answer. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Number 70 is your prediction, and since that concerns me, that will be easy to rate next year. On Wild Card Line, you're on the air. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes, sir.
Hey, hi. This is Jamie from the Coachella Valley, beautiful Coachella Valley in the city of La Quinta.
Yes, sir.
And I want to talk to you about a couple things first before I make my prediction.
Okay.
And have you ever seen a sunburst? I was watching the NASA television, TV, and they showed a little thing saying a sunburst in a picture, you know, how it, I guess, looks from space. And I started looking at it, and I see the sun coming up from the horizon of Earth, and what looked like a bunch of octagon rays, I would say, coming down towards, you know, Earth, and then followed what looked like an explosion. Light glare and light glare of light.
Maybe you're seeing a sunspot explode.
Yeah, well, it did say it before they showed it. It was a sunburst, that's what they called it, over the Pacific Ocean. And then, you know, like the flash, you know, from a nuclear explosion, that's what it, you know, I picked.
Well, I know this. I know that if you're out on the ocean, there is a phenomenon that occurs at about sunset, just at the very moment that as you look at the very far horizon, and if it's very clear, just as the sun drops, the instant it drops below the sea level, you can see this incredible green flash. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, every now and then. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, it was Exactly, and it was like a bunch of octagon rays coming.
Okay, the answer to your question is I have never experienced it, although I know what it is, and I've talked to plenty of people who have, so I know it's real.
It was really interesting to see. I was like, wow. And then at the end, they showed, after it cleared or whatever, they showed like this red dot.
Yep.
Towards her.
All right, anyway.
There was something else. And chemtrails, you know, you were talking to Whitney Strieber, I guess on December the 17th, I believe. And you talked to him saying that there was a bunch of activity going on over your area.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Now, sir, we only have a little time. So hold it. We only have a little time. Do you have a prediction?
The same thing, and it was.
Sir, do you have a prediction?
Yes.
Good. Go ahead.
I believe there is going to be a really heavy sunburst.
A sunburst. Okay. Thank you. We'll put a heavy burst from sun. That also is going to be fulfilled, I'm sure. The sun is going to have a wild year. And you know, that probably means that all of us are going to have a wild year. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello. My name's Fred.
Turn your radio on, please.
I turned it off.
Okay. Fred?
Yes.
And where are you, Fred?
Kinnick, Alaska.
Kinnick, Alaska. All right. Do you have 7 feet of snow in Kinnick?
No. Y'all got all our snow. I know. Ours been melting off.
Yeah, I know. That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a prediction you'd like to make or an insight you'd like to impart?
Well, yes, I would. I believe that they're going to open up their minds and find a new technology very soon.
Who's they?
Well, our leaders are going to find it necessary to do it because this old oil game is just about to play out.
Well,
I've been in the oil field my whole life. And, I know that it's a lot of politics and a bunch of game playing, you know, and there's not really a problem other than the problem that they make themselves, you know.
Well, there's going to be an interesting time. The man is right. This whole oil thing is going to play out shortly. Now, there's arguments about how many reserves we have, but there's very little argument about how quickly the world, and specifically, by the way, the U.S., is using oil. And it is a finite source. So all kinds of things are going to begin to happen, you know, as we begin to get short on oil. There will be wars over oil. Wars which we will no doubt participate in. I mean, oil, we must have it. And since they are not moving toward alternative fuels, there will be a series of very serious crisis-type events that will occur before we begin moving in that direction, because, of course, we operate by crisis. But it's coming. As sure as that sun comes up and goes down every day so far, it's coming. It's inevitable. First time caller line, you're on the air. Hi.
Good morning, Art. How are you doing?
Okay.
Fantastic. I'll make my prediction quick, and it is dire.
Okay, well, join the crowd.
India and Pakistan go to war using nukes. China backs Pakistan against India.
Oh, no.
The Muslim world declares a holy war against the Christians, the Jews, and the Hindus. China and its allies, the Muslim world, versus basically the United States, its allies, NATO, and Russia, so on and so forth. Primarily because of the oil. Seems China's finally coming to the 21st century, or the 20th century, actually.
Yes, and they're going to need oil.
They're going to need oil, yes, sir.
Oh, sure. They're very industrial right now.
The problem, well, the good news is that the war will probably be over within 2 years. The United States is finally going to break out some of their super secret weapons, like your big flying triangles.
Yes.
And I've got a feeling those are earthbound flying, well, battleships, as you could call them, I guess.
They could be.
Yeah.
They could be. Nobody.
And the other dire part of it, I think we're going to have some fighting here on the soil of the United States, which is going to change our attitudes.
Well, our attitudes just got one big adjustment at 9/11.
Yes, it did, and I think it's going to get a second one from this.
That's a pretty dire prediction, all right.
And then again, by the way, the Chinese have said that they're going to try to put a man on the moon, by the way. You did bump one the other night.
The Chinese have announced they're going to do a moonshot?
Yeah, you said it. Matter of fact, I was listening to you one night.
Yeah, I'm looking back. You don't remember which one that was?
No, sir, I don't. It was one of your first ones, I believe.
And I bumped it. Let's see, the Chinese were really serious about putting a man on the moon?
Yeah, and I think the statement you made was, why? We've already done it. There's nothing, well, there's...
Yeah, here it is, number 15, another shot to the moon announced. So you're saying that's a ding, huh?
Yeah, the Chinese said they're going to try to do it.
All right. I'm dinging it. Thank you. And that would bring the record up a little bit. Yeah, I sort of vaguely remember that. Okay, well, I appreciate the correction. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Art.
Yes, sir.
Bob from Newburgh, Oregon.
Hello, Bob.
I got a good one for you.
Okay.
I think something's going to be happening to the moon in the coming year, and it's going to affect all of our tides and the water all around the world.
What do you imagine might happen?
Well, I kind of think that the rotation of the moon may increase. Right now, we only see one side as it rotates clear around us.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to start spinning on an axis, or moving on an axis.
That probably would be very bad for us, yes. It would change all the tides, and all kinds of strange effects would occur.
Yeah, it could change the weather real bad.
Werewolves would become the predominating species on Earth.
Yeah.
That would be bad. Any idea what might do that? I mean, it seems so stable right now.
It seems like maybe a meteor impact that was coming could hit it.
Yeah, that could do it.
Start spinning like a top.
That could do it. Yep.
But I don't see it spinning real fast. I think it's going to just go slow.
Yeah, well, it would still have a profound effect here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Wow, okay. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's number 73.
Okay, thank you, Art.
Take care. In the continuing march of truly dire predictions for the year 2000, really dire. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
How you doing, Art Bell?
Okay, sir. Where are you?
I'm headed into Texarkana, going westbound here on 30.
Gotcha. All right. Do you have a prediction for us?
I got a sports prediction for you.
A sports prediction? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'd like to add to that Barry Sanders coming back and going to the Super Bowl.
Really?
I can't remember the number of it.
It was early on.
Yes, sir.
Returns and goes to Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was an earlier prediction on earlier in your show. I think it was yesterday.
I remember.
Well, I would like to add to that.
Oh?
I would like to say Emmitt Smith breaks Walter Payton's record, and then Barry Sanders also breaks the record.
Now, is this a prediction or a wish and a hope or both?
No, it's a prediction.
It's a prediction. And how did this come to you?
Well, I kind of dreamed about it.
You dreamed about it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
After that guy said
It
Barry Sanders was coming back.
wasn't like Jim Rome came to you in your sleep or something?
Yes, sir.
Oh, it was like that?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, yeah.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Okay.
Somewhere in Time, tonight featuring a replay of Coast to Coast AM from December 28, 2001.
Now, I want you to go to your psychic center to get these predictions. Anybody telling jokes or anything like that, I'm not going to record it because you're going to drag down our psychic average, and it's coming up in the world. Although you hate to think this year's coming predictions are going to be even half correct, because if they are, ooh my, it's going to be some year. I would say we're generally right on target for the number of predictions taken tonight and the number we will take on New Year's Eve itself. Just about dead on target for every year. Very good. First time caller line, you are on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hi. That was silent, no click, no nothing.
Hey, modern technology.
Yes, nice to speak with you, Mr. Bell. I have two predictions.
Sure.
One involves the Clintons. I predict in the coming year that
I would say enough controversy comes to light about Bill and Hillary, specifically Bill selling secrets to the Chinese, which is why their technology is going to enable them to go to the moon so easily. The other prediction is that you...
Thing at 775-727-1295. Now, west of the Rockies, call toll-free 1-800-618-8255. Quite all right. You're just expressing your natural personal self, that's all. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing just spiffy. How are you?
Well, very good. This is Dean in Tampa.
Yes.
Last year, in fact, I did 2 predictions on your Coast to Coast show. One was concerning Kashmir, and the other was concerning life on Mars, as far as finding in the polar regions of Mars.
Were these officially recorded predictions?
Yes, sir.
And what numbers were they, please?
That I don't know, sir.
Well, I require numbers. I operate by numbers here, sir. You've got to remember the predictions. And so, what about your prediction?
Well, yes, sir. Well, actually, this is I have two predictions for the.
No, you're not allowed to make 2.
Okay, sir. Well, I'll just make one then.
You take your best shot.
Yes, sir. The situation with Enron, the company that the largest bankruptcy that ever happened here in the United States.
Yes.
I think a lot more things will reverberate from that. I think a lot of people that we should not have, how you say, have their hand in the till will actually come exposed and not.
Okay, you're the second person then. Thank you very much. It'll be number 75 to say the administration will become mired in this Enron scandal in this coming year. So you're the second one with that. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art. How are you?
Okay.
I don't know if anyone said this yet or not, but Yasser Arafat will be completely removed from power.
Well, actually, there was a lady who predicted that he would be removed with total prejudice. Actually, she said he would be assassinated. That was prediction number 51.
Okay, mine will be he will be completely removed from power, but will not be assassinated.
So it's like he'll just retire.
He'll be forced out of office.
By extremists?
Or by world powers will eventually come down on him, and he will eventually be forced to resign. Not by extremists, just by world pressure. Now, from Jerusalem, quite possibly.
And who would you imagine would, in essence, replace Yasser? I mean, a lot of people think Yasser Arafat's nothing but a mouthpiece anyway. So, would it make much difference, you know, in the big scheme of things? You know, the Palestinian struggle, the Israeli staunch defense, and the fighting that would continue and continue. Would it change anything if Yasser was no longer there?
No, I don't think it would change anything, quite honestly. And this has been debated quite a bit in the media as of today. I have heard that it really won't make much of a difference if he was replaced or not.
I wouldn't think so, unless it's by somebody more radical, and then everything would go to hell.
I got real quick tell you this. About 3 years ago, I used to work for the U.S. Coast Guard, and I was patrolling off the coast of California.
Right.
And I went up to the bridge. It was about maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I went up to the bridge. All the guys were huddled around the radio. And I asked them what was going on, and they said that they were listening to this guy named Art Bell. I was like, well, what is an Art Bell? And they said, well, just listen to this. Well, his plane was flying over Area 51 and giving a step-by-step, visualization of what was going on.
That's right, yes.
And his plane, he looked out his plane window and saw a bright light coming up at him.
That's right.
I was wondering, whatever happened after that? Did anything ever come out in the news? Was that a hoax? Was that?
We certainly don't know that it was a hoax at all. No, absolutely not. What came out of it? Let's see. We never heard from him again, which you would expect, and there are no numbers you can call up there at Area 51 to ask about such things. Now, there was his girlfriend, or wife, I think it was wife, and she was on her way, or was going to Area 51 to try and find him, nor have we ever heard from her again. So, if it was a hoax, there was more than one involved. It was worked out very well indeed. You can either imagine it was a hoax or it wasn't. I don't know.
I see.
It certainly, you can depend on one thing. It sure as hell wasn't orchestrated by me or anybody for me or any of that baloney that people sometimes think. If it was a hoax.
However, you tell them not to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do I get a number out of this one?
That's not a prediction.
Oh.
That's a review of history.
Review of history.
Yeah. I mean, a prediction is something that you believe is going to come true in the year 2002. You got anything in that category?
Oh, geez.
Everybody's a little dark this year, so I mean, if you want to predict disaster, that'd be okay.
Big disaster.
Sure.
There will be a seismic, a gigantic earthquake that will occur in the Seattle, Washington region this year.
Big earthquake in Seattle?
Gigantic earthquake. We'll talk in 8.5 and above.
Oh, well, that would level Seattle.
Oh, yes. They've been talking about that for a while, too.
Yep. All right. So, okay. All right. I appreciate the prediction. It's right in line with everybody. This is going to be the darkest year of predictions in the history of taking predictions. Now, I guess that's not really a surprise after 9/11, right? People's, psychology is a little bit different this year, but I mean, this is really over the top, no question about it. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hi, Art.
Hello.
Hey, promise you aren't going to think I'm nuts when I say this.
Well, I can't fully promise that. I'll make an effort.
Okay,
let's hear it.
The guy that talked about the blood being the carrier of the soul.
Oh, yes. He said the soul was liquid.
Okay, well, think about this. A lot of times they're wondering how come ghosts are stuck to certain places, especially if they die violent death.
Right.
What if their blood was shed there and that's where they have to remain?
Wow.
Is that really all that far-fetched with what he said? Think about it.
No, it's not far-fetched at all. If that's true, then what happens when the police forensic experts come and clean all the blood up?
Well, the blood was still, you can't ever eliminate totally the blood.
Yeah, that's true.
There's always a speck somewhere remaining.
You're quite correct. And in that speck is all the DNA.
Well, the ghost is stuck there. Now you're laughing.
I'm not really laughing. That's sort of a considered laugh. I'm laughing because it's possible. Thank you.
Okay.
Take care. It's something for people to think about. That the soul is liquid and is contained in the whole of the blood, or any part of the blood contains the soul. It certainly does contain your DNA information, right? It's one easy way to get DNA. Boy, you have blood, you have DNA, boom, like that. So maybe. And maybe when you ask, where was Pam during that hour? Maybe she was in that vat over there where they were storing her blood. Watching. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
You had mentioned wanting something nice, so I was concentrating on something nice, and the words came into my head.
East of the Rockies, call toll free 1-800-825-5033.
There.
Okay, I would rather not air
Not do
here.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay, but do you have another one?
No, that's the only thing that was coming. It kept coming.
Well, you know what? Let me put it this way. I personally highly appreciate what you said, and I hope you're absolutely right, okay?
Well, the other part of it...
No, held back,
Oh, that's great. Hey, if I gave you the name Slacker Slayers, would you like to make a prediction? I've been emailing you.
I don't know. Do you want to make a prediction? That's what we're here for, so sure.
Okay. A new energy source that will completely eliminate nuclear, fossil fuels, solar, wind power, everything. It will all be a joke.
An energy source so powerful, so plentiful, that it just wipes everything off the map.
Yeah. There is no input whatsoever, and the only output is electricity. No pollution whatsoever. The only resources are the resources to construct it.
Because you have designed it, right?
I have designed it.
I
have a patent right now. So it should be out here real soon.
Well, my threshold of belief regarding this kind of thing is pretty high, or pretty low, depending on how you look at it. I'd be satisfied with a toy that could demonstrate over unity. A little Energizer bunny that could keep jumping around the room until the cows came home or whatever. Something like that, at that scale, and you'll get me on board. That's all I need.
Power grid. Eliminate all power grids.
Well, see, that's That's thinking big.
Thinking big.
Yeah.
Coming around this
But
year.
all I want is a little toy. When can I get that?
We'll be working on it.
All right. A little thing that'll hop around until I'm tired of looking at it, all right?
Keep your TV running anything you want.
Yeah, okay. These things just never happen now. You hear so much about them, and they even have conventions where people take their secret boxes, and they claim to have more output than input, and they take these secret black boxes and they all put them on the table and they all sort of rumor about each other's invention, and frankly, I don't think any of them have it yet. But you never know. You've got to always hold out the possibility that somewhere somebody like that man really has done it. But I'll not be holding my breath. First, hello there. Turn your radio. Turn your radio off.
Yeah, I turned it off. Please don't hang up. I'm trying for 3 months.
3 months you're trying to get in, huh?
Yes.
Okay, where are you?
I'm in LAX holding lot. LAX airport holding lot. I'm a cab driver.
A cab driver, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're on the air.
Am I on the air or what?
Yes, you're on the air.
Is this RFL by any chance or what is this?
I'm the only one here, sir. It's the only possibility. Only can reach me.
Oh my God. Okay. How are you, RFL?
Okay. Now make sure your radio's off and go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, let me roll my windows up so nobody will bother me here.
Well, I mean, if fare comes, you're going to have to take it.
Okay. No. I'm not close to my... If I have to turn my fare down, I'll turn my fare down. No problem.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, I've been trying to get a prediction from yesterday. I couldn't get you. It's very hard to get you.
Yes, I understand that, sir, but now you have me, so it's time to make your prediction.
Okay. My prediction is in next year, there will be a dam is going to blast somewhere in India.
In India?
Yes.
Okay, a dam will be blasted.
It's called one of the biggest dams in India, which will flood India and Pakistan both. It has sufficient water to flood half of Pakistan and half of India.
Well, that'll keep...
And there will be no news at all.
No news?
No nuclear power will be used between India and Pakistan.
What part of the world are you from?
I'm from India.
India. Well, we're hearing all this news now about India and Pakistan, both nuclear powers, threatening to go to war with each other. Very strong words, cutting back on the number of representatives in each other's countries, and both are saying they would use nuclear weapons. The Chinese are beginning to move troops. What do you think is going on?
Yeah, it's no nukes will be used either side, I believe. No. This is just a threatening, that's all. But I believe, my strong belief is that my entire family was over there in Army and Air Forces.
Yes.
And I know that they will not use it against them because they all are same kind of people. They have same culture, same food, same dress, everything similar.
Well, there's one thing...
It is just a politics, which is making these people fight among themselves, that's all.
Yes, but they've had 3 wars now, and...
They had 2 wars before, not 3.
Okay, but the
1955
third
and
is threatened.
1971.
Okay, and the third is threatened. And they do have nuclear weapons, after all, and if you do get in a war, if you really get in another war, then you tend to use whatever you have to win.
That is true, Art. That is very true, but... Like I said, I've been visualizing all this thing in my mind before September 11th. Before September 11th, I was having this thing in my, when the Kargil fight was between India and Pakistan, I had that thing.
All right. I've got it registered. Thank you very much. It's a dam that will be blasted in India, affecting or flooding large portions of both India and Pakistan. That would be interesting. Long card line, you're on the air. Not a lot of time. Hello.
Okay, Art.
Yes.
My prediction, Art, is the next big earthquake will be in Finland. That'll be coming up around approximately February 11th. And also, the man who is sending the anthrax in the mail is already dead. Yeah, he probably had Cipro or other antibiotics, but he screwed up somehow. And I think that'll come out probably within the next...
You believe that Yeah, but wouldn't we know that? In other words, his body
No.
would have been anthrax laden, and wherever it was taken, it would be noticed.
They haven't found him yet. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't been discovered. He's just laying there.
That's certainly possible. We know it was a military-grade anthrax, and it would be very, very dangerous to handle without becoming infected.
And he's in a very remote location. Also, I believe in the near future, Chandra Levy will be found, and I believe she's in Virginia.
You do?
Yes, definitely.
All of this comes to you in what manner?
Oh, I've been doing this for many, many years. You would call it clairvoyance, third eye visions, symbols, etc.
Do you do it professionally or just?
No, not yet. But I've had some pretty good hits, including the earthquake. Although I guess I could call it a hit from the 6.8. I had the numbers right on the 6.8. I was told my family members, etc., friends, it would be within 3 to 5 days.
All right, well, look, we're short on time. 81 is your number. We'll watch for an earthquake in Finland, all right?
All right.
Thank you for the call.
Welcome to Art Bell, Somewhere in Time. Tonight featuring Coast to Coast AM from April 4th, 1996.
From the high desert in the great American Southwest, right here in the middle of the high desert, we bid you good morning or good evening, depending on your time zone, across all these many, from the Tahitian and Hawaiian Islands on eastward to the Caribbean and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Similar little pictures of both areas. South, well into South America, and the hammocks of Belize. North, north to the pole. This is Coast to Coast AM, live talk radio throughout the nighttime right here. I'm Art Bell. Good to be with you. We've got a lot to talk about. Still in the news, the downing of Ron Brown's airplane near the Dubrovnik airport. Military version of the 737 that went down, killing Commerce Secretary Ron Brown, and now we're told 34 others. That was about 3 miles north of the airport. Yes, the weather was bad, but why the crash? Well, the plane was off course and hit a mountain. How come? They're looking at the navigation system there at Dubrovnik. It's very primitive. 2 beacons that operate, but I guess it had some problems. The president is grieving, but he is going to Oklahoma City tomorrow. First, he will plant a tree to commemorate his friend Ron Brown. Life beginning as it ends, I guess. And I don't know what the moral to this story is, except live every day as if it were your last, because it might be. An awful lot of notice being given to Ron Brown by the president, very little mention of the others that were on the airplane, and there were 34 others. Many of them very important people, CEOs of the major corporations of this country. So just a horrible accident, and I don't know what else you can say about it. Except, as I say, live every day as though it were your last, because one day it will be. Not maybe, but will be. We're all here for a fixed time. Some of us departing faster than normal, some of us courtesy of the Unabomber. For many, many, many years now, federal authorities have been seeking the Unabomber. They think they have him. Theodore Kaczynski is the man's name. He's only a suspect at this point. But according to NBC, he seems to fit the profile of a mad bomber. Their words. A former Berkeley math professor, Mr. Kaczynski, who's been living the life of a hermit in the Montana mountains, was charged today, but not yet as the Unabomber. A single charge of making an illegal explosive device. Now they have much more. This, thus far, is all they have charged him with. He said that he had no money for a lawyer, couldn't afford one, so one was appointed for him, a public defender. He's been ordered held without bail. And thus far, what they've found does seem damning. In other words, a partially finished pipe bomb, notes on how to build bombs, notes on hiding bombs in boxes, and various and sundry explosive chemicals. Federal officials say the materials, the chemicals, match the materials used in previous attacks. Now, that is very damning. Federal officials also saying they found 2 manual typewriters, and they will be checked against the manifesto typed by the Unabomber, and notes, various notes sent over the years by the Unabomber. The Unabomber's family helped in his capture. They apparently, living in Chicago, were getting ready to move, and as you do when you move, you know, you sort through a lot of things. They found suspicious notes that led them to believe their very own might be the Unabomber, and turned it all over to the FBI. That was about a month prior to the arrest. The FBI went to work. One agent yesterday saying simply, this is him. So who is this guy who for 18 years sent bombs and blew up people? Well, it seems like he was living the life that he preached. Living alone, very much alone, a hermit in fact, since the 1970s. Lived in a hand-built cabin, he built it. Rode a bicycle only, didn't have a car, didn't have any plumbing in his house, no electricity, no running water. A heavy-duty environmentalist. Well-educated, went to Harvard, University of Michigan, won some science awards, taught at Berkeley, then dropped out. Then beginning 3 years later, the bombings all began. All of them aimed at technology, at people who have something to do with computers, executives. That sort of target. Then, of course, the Unabomber manifesto. Now, finally, perhaps the Unabomber himself. At least you can say of him, I guess, that he's lived the life he apparently preached. And I don't know what else you can say. If, by the way, he is ultimately charged with this bombing spree, California Governor Pete Wilson's vowing to do everything possible to make sure he's tried in California, where 2 people were killed by the Unabomber. And you know what I think? I think that's not such a good idea. I understand why Governor Wilson would like it. But trials, big trials, have not turned out well in recent years in California, and my inclination would be to say, better somewhere else. And there are, I believe, many opportunities because the Unabomber has done his work all over the country. The California beatings by the Riverside County Sheriff's deputies continue to reverberate of the illegal aliens. The videotaped beatings, both defendants, the man and woman beaten, have filed lawsuits seeking $10 million in damages. I wonder how long the line of lawyers was trying to see them after this. Should such a lawsuit be allowed? After all, they are accused of serious felonies. They are not citizens of the country. And it's a good question. Should such a lawsuit be allowed? It is a civil suit. No doubt they'll go after the